Welcome, fam, to another episode of Lancescurv. I wanted to clarify something that has been floating around on the internet for the last few days. Can't tell you how many days, but there's a lot of falsehoods out here about this particular situation. A Nigerian woman that came to the States and she had her papers legal, everything, the visa, everything, and she was turned around, like it says here. I was granted a visa to the US only to be detained for 24 hours and denied entry into America after I land just because they checked my social media handle and saw what I posted. And saw what I posted there. She didn't explain it completely, but maybe you didn't see the whole video. I'm gonna play a part of it. Maybe it'll ring a bell. But she was the one who was crying when she had to sent back. So the situation is, most people didn't understand why, and I just want to clarify that because many people were saying, well, because she was African, because she was black, because her papers weren't straight. They were straight. But there's a reason why they sent her back. And it was almost where it was a golden cloud at the end of the day. But this is a video I'm going to play of her when she was crying and getting sent back.
Hi, everyone. I have thought of many ways to do this. And to be honest, none of it hurts any less. I have figured out in my head, should I tell you guys the truth or should I just play along with it? But I think the best is just to tell the truth. As you all know, I and my team has really prepared for this trade fair, for Houston and for New York. So many sleepless nights in preparation.
Okay, I just want to say that's going to take a bit of a while. The sound quality is not so good on that. But here's another one that explains everything in detail. And then we'll go into the other points.
Sending me clips of a Nigerian hair vendor who was recently detained and deported from the US. And honestly, it was a hard but necessary lesson. She traveled with a B1, B2 visa. That's for tourism and business meetings, not for selling or delivering products. Immigration officers pulled up her Instagram, saw her DMs with customers and posts saying things like pick up in the US. That alone was enough. They detained her for 24 hours and sent her back to Nigeria. And just to say, I personally had a near miss myself. Years ago in the UK, I had a valid student visa and was almost denied entry because I was switching between two visa categories after graduation. So yes, immigration checks everything. Having a valid visa isn't always enough. They look at your digital footprint, your intentions, and what you're actually doing. If you're using a tourist visa, you can't sell, exhibit, or hand off products. Full stop. I honestly admire her for being vulnerable and sharing her story with the public. I'm sure it was so painful, but in doing so, she's helping others avoid the same mistake. Make sure to follow your girl here, Sassy Funke, if you're African and you want to travel smarter. No airport surprises.
That's what it is. She has a business, she had products, and they picked up on that. Maybe she didn't know. She has a good business in Nigeria. I guess she was bringing things over to her American customers, and maybe it was an oversight. Because I don't think that she would set up and do all of this knowing that she can get turned away. But it had to hurt. But at the end of the day, it worked out for her, from what I'm hearing. Here's another video of her not crying. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but she's in much better spirits. Listen on in.
I just want to use this moment to to say a very big thank you to all of you, our customers that has been reaching out and encouraging us during this hard times. I just want to say a very big thank you. Like, you guys mean the world to me. I didn't know that this is something I could take so light-hearted, but it's so great that I have such a great community that is encouraging and rooting for us. And all I can say is a very big thank you. Thank you for rooting for my brand. Thank you for supporting my brand. Thank you for standing for my brand when things get tough. I never knew that I was going to trend for something like this, but I mean, we count it as all joy. So yeah, this is just me saying thank you to all of you, and those that has been supporting my brand. The sales is crazy how this has brought a lot of helpers. Our sales has increased. I didn't see this coming, but all I just want to say is thank you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for seeing my hard work and supporting my hard work. I really, really appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Bye. Mwah.
The bottom line is that she didn't know what she was doing. And it's business she came for. But when they checked her social media, then they realized, no, that it was business, but she didn't know she had the wrong visa. Okay. There's a lot of information put out there that is false, a lot of propaganda, a lot of content creators put stuff out there because they want to get hits and likes and clickbait and stuff gets shared. And lots of times you'll see something, look at the headline because they think about it carefully to get you to click, because there's a lot of competition out there in social media. So people they'll lie to get you to click to get a hit to see if they can get more money or more attention. So you have to be careful where you get your information from. But I'm happy for this beautiful sister that it worked out for her, because this helped her to get out there more. Her content went viral. Her business is booming even more. And as you can see, especially in Nigeria and the propaganda that they put out against the motherland, Africa here, she's living well. She's looking good. And she's not dirty with flies around her head. But that's a whole other topic that I'll speak about. But I always emphasize that. But I want to speak about this here with this young man who spoke about these other things here.
If you were thinking about studying in America, you might want to watch out what you're posting on social media. The Trump administration has just suspended all new student visa applications at US embassies around the world. And the reason why shocked everyone. According to a leaked cable, they're suspending applications while they set up a whole new system for much deeper social media screenings of students that want to come to the United States. And the memo suggests that it's not just what you post, but you also want to be able to look at your comments, shares, likes, basically your entire online footprint across all social media platforms dating back years. Now, what specifically they're looking for isn't as clear. It's kind of just what they deem as a threat to the United States. But what we do know is earlier Trump ordered social media vetting for all applicants who have been to Gaza in the last 18 years. And then that, along with the recent arrest of foreign students involved in pro-Palestinian protests, seems to indicate that they could be partly looking for posts that signal anti-Semitism or a anti-Israel rhetoric. Of course, among other things. But the question is this too far, or exactly what the majority of Americans voted for?
Okay, that brings me to another point. How this thing, and I've said it before, I've been saying it for years, this thing called social media is really a noose around the neck, potentially, of so many people. Nobody gives anybody anything for free. Nobody. If they want control of this planet, watch anything that they give for free. This is a long-term effort. I've said this. All of a sudden, here we are, 1990s, we have the computers out there, we have message boards, we have ways of communicating, and we had dial-up. You remember when you go through your phone, your landline, you make all this noise, and it takes like 15 minutes just for it to connect, if that quick. So 911 happens, we have the internet, We have phones. The Patriot Act is in effect where you have no privacy, and all of a sudden you get these social media platforms where you can express yourself freely. Express yourself freely. Say whatever you want. I think George Bush is a prick. I think this one's a homo. I think this one is ugly. Whatever. And so folks are sitting back because the smartphone has gotten married with social media. Now you can get onto the internet on your phone. You got Facebook now. You got YouTube now. You got Instagram. You had MySpace before. That's to help warm you up. And you had other platforms, but now they push these things and let you talk freely. I truly believe, I can't prove it, but I truly believe that everything that you ever put on the internet, even if you delete it, it's there. Even scarier, everything that you have sent in a text message, the photos, the videos, the private pictures. Ooh, you're about to date somebody, you send them a steamy picture, right? You're behind closed doors, playing around, and you hold your phone up. I've seen a lot of those. Everything. They have those capabilities, I truly feel. And they will use that stuff to pull your coattail, to twist your arm, to have control over you. They know all about you, these governments and the powers that be. And people in the beginning resisted sometimes. I'm not going to put all my business out there. So many people started doing it. They're doing their banking, the internet stuff, and all of their business is being put out there now, right? Not put out there, but stored. So now where we can speak freely, now you're being targeted for what you say. And so we had people who were truth tellers who weren't afraid to speak what they felt was the truth and their perspectives. And guess what? They get shadow banned. I know a little bit about that. But that was mild compared to what they're doing now. They're focusing on anti-Semitic jargon. Well, now that certain things are out and things are happening now with the perspectives on Israel worldwide, and the sheets are being pulled off their backsides. Is that too strong to say? What are they going to do? Shut down the whole internet now? What are they going to do? Because we know the relationship between America and Israel, and all of these politicians in America who have dual citizenship with Israel, and they're right here cranking up and turning things in the favor of Israel. We can't get reparations as Black people, but we got to give billions to Israel every year. And they're doing this stuff to Palestine, and we have to turn our heads, but nobody says anything about what's happening in the Sudan. Nobody says what's happening here in America as America is imploding, and we have hardworking people who are here who did right, worked hard in the system, paid their taxes, and it's hard for them to make ends meet, if not becoming homeless or just giving up, losing their minds. I'm here in Ghana, West Africa, and most of those who are here who get their news and information about America is through social media, and they would just love to come there and join the system. And I tell them, be careful what you wish for. This world is very fragile right now with all the things that are going on, and your mind is being controlled by what you see and what they control and push out there. But you have to be very careful about what you put out there online, and that's what this next video is about. Here we go.
Hey everyone, living your best life on social media can get your immigration application denied. I'm Carol Williams with Williams Immigration. I'm a U.S. immigration attorney and a former USCIS adjudications officer. If you are living your best life online, there's a lot of social media out there. We've got some new social media applications. Everybody's all excited. Keep in mind, living your best life on social media is fine, but understand and know the Immigration Service can also see your social media pages. And if they see something that does not jive with what is in your application, they will ask you about that. So if you are filing a marriage-based green card and you have pictures of you all cuddled up and hugged up with someone that is not your spouse, someone that is not your fiance, don't be surprised if the immigration service asks who that person is and what is happening. So just beware that living your best life on social media and all these new platforms could mean a denial of your application.
Ain't that the truth? They'll even have ways already of looking at stuff that you deleted. Nothing that you put out there. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Nothing that you put out there, not just social media, but your text messages, your emails, everything is there. You can delete it. That's only a surface situation. You can put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound and wipe the blood away, but the pain is still there. The wound is still there. So for now, if you do delete, if you want to delete long ahead of time, I would do so. But I would create other content that's just so pure, so pristine, non-confrontational, not controversial, just a straight lie, basically. But why would you want to do that? Well, that's a shield and a cover that if you do travel, because listen, this world, the aim of it is total control. Total control of what we speak because we're afraid to speak because we may think that we're going to lose privileges. Total control over us to corral us into certain spaces. It will be more and more of a prison planet. Yes, it will. And biblically, just like they say, taking the mark of the beast, whether you believe it or not, you have to have this mark to buy and sell. Well, a lot of this globalization that's happening, your money, China's already doing it. If you're saying something controversial on social media, they may restrict your use of your own money that you earned. Jobs are being denied. They check your social media. It's going to get even worse. Even if you run to a different country because you have something that you're running from, as long as there's computers and records and things being uploaded, it's eventually going to come and catch up to you. But my concern is for the people who are innocent, who may be misunderstood. So in the case of the young lady from Nigeria, she didn't know. She runs a business and she had a tourist visa, and they snagged her on that. But look at the deeper things that they can do and what they will do with students and stopping them from coming to the United States. But at the same time, so what about the United States? The United States is not the center of the universe. It's a big world out here. And really and truly, when you check the different surveys and lists, the United States is not only the top 10 of places that people want to live. But folks that live in the United States, they're told that and fed that, and the rest of the world is knocked down. There's so many. I mean, is it like in the top 30 places to live? I don't know. That's opinion, but it's never in the list of top 10. And if it is, it's some kind of corporate paying under the table, put us on this list to make us look good. But America, I'm not going to sit here and down it right now. But if you can get your education somewhere else, if you're there and want to come out, yes, there's cultural differences. You may not have the money. You may have somebody that you have to take care of, an older person, special needs. I understand that. But this big hoopla about the United States, and these other countries can clap back also, They can say, hey, y'all are not coming over here for whatever reason. We don't like what you say to us, right? It can work both ways. But this is the plan eventually. I don't know if it's going to be 2 years, 5 years. It's just going to get worse and worse with the technology that they've given us, and we've embraced it wholeheartedly because it's free. Back in the day, you used to make a phone call. Well, it's going to cost you a lot to call to another country. Then they had the calling cards, right? And we had calling cards. We buy so much, and we put the codes in, and they took that away. I mean, that business wasn't lucrative anymore. It's not that they took it away. Once WhatsApp and these different social media platforms started to have the ability to make phone calls for free, what? That's a good way to seduce you into these platforms. So what else are they going to seduce us with? I mean, they pretty much have it all. FaceTime, you can do the video call no matter where you are. It saves people a lot of money. But why are they seducing us with it? What? They've already seduced us with it. We've made it a part of our life where we can't live without it. That's the bottom line. So be careful. Everything you do online, can come back and bite you. That's all I want to say on this. I want to thank you all for coming here. Sorry for the muted mic earlier. I don't know if I can cut that out. If it's there, it's there, but I'll put the times up as there. And there's a couple links that I want to drop in of things that you need to read. But the bottom line is be careful. You're being monitored. I can't say they did it to us because we did it to ourselves because this was so seductive. It was like too tempting. Everybody's doing it. Do you have WhatsApp? No. You have Telegram? No. Well, you better get on it. We can talk for free. Oh, might as well try. And it's seductive. The whole thing. And smartphones on another topic, it's really ruining our mind, the human force, life force that we have, the vibration between human beings. We're becoming zombies now. We're so much into this phone that we're focused on that more than anything else. We're not into each other. What happened to sitting down at the dinner table with a loved one or a friend and just talking with them and putting your phone away? What happened to taking a long walk and going out in nature? We're losing something as human beings, and we're not happy anymore, or as happy as we could be. We're disconnected from each other in nature, and I'm big on that. I'll preach on that a whole other time because I'll keep you here for the next few hours with that. Anyway, just want to let you know, Lancescurv out, on to the next one. We're going to talk about something later on that I think is very important, but thank you for being here. But get your information from a reputable source and just don't run with a piece of content to spread it and have people thinking that it's totally something else.